All right. Well, we are back. We weren't expecting to do a third.
Too much to talk about.
Yes. So on this one, well, we're still talking about the overrated and underrated.
Yes.
But we want to talk about what concerts we've been to and what shows that stood out.
For Bryan Adams.
For Bryan Adams.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, mention the Bryan Adams thing. we're starting
We're
fresh.
still on Mr. Adams.
Now the question, I think I've only seen him 3 times in concert.
I feel bad for you.
I know.
Well, I mean, a lot of times, like we were talking about before, is we may not have known that he was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was a lot of times we didn't know he
Not
was
know
here.
he's coming, or sad to say, economics. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know, we are just working class people. So as much as we love the music, we can't always go to
a lot
every
of the
show we
times
want.
too, and some of them, I was either pregnant or nursing a child, so I was not going anywhere.
Not planning on going anywhere.
No. So there was a
Yeah.
lot of concerts. Unfortunately, we kind of like couldn't go to that. But
Yes. Well,
I could have a whole episode of concerts I didn't get to go to.
because of children.
Not because of children.
Just in general.
I love my children. This has nothing to do with my children.
Or
It's
because
just-
of weddings. Rude people.
yes.
Oh, how dare
Yes.
Not talking about Pink Floyd, Lyle? No.
Yeah. We're not going to talk. Well, maybe one day.
One day.
Not this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring up that story one day.
So,
Can you change the date?
No.
I tried.
You did try. You weren't the
All
only
you
one.
can do
You weren't the only one.
I'm sure.
So the first time that I guess we all saw
Mhm.
was in 1994.
Yes.
At the good old Coliseum.
Good old.
Not even 20 yet.
I still see concerts. there.
No.
Right?
No.
We weren't even 20 yet.
No, we were
No.
not.
And that was
So-
in between a child. I was able
There
to
we
go.
go. There we go. So we actually sat on the floor. Well,
Yeah.
we were
Mhm.
on the floor, not necessarily sitting.
Trying to stand on the folding chairs and getting in trouble by the security guards. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Exactly. And that was one of the concerts that we actually heard in House Arrest.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Well, it
No.
was the Waking Up the World tour.
That's so. I don't remember much of the show, unfortunately.
He
I
didn't
mean-
even remember that we went at first.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm
I
like,
can
wow.
remember the two of us standing because we're 10th row on the floor and we
Yeah.
walked up to the stage before everyone else got in there.
Yeah.
So we're just standing at the stage and we're huge music geeks and we're just like,
Like,
oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, like
That
once
was
we
our
started
first
talking
floor
about it, then I
experience.
realized.
Remember,
yes,
yeah.
it slowly
Yeah.
comes
Exactly.
back around
That was our
too.
first floor experience of a concert.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
I don't even know how we got the tickets on the floor, but that was great. And then the part where he went to the other stage, and I was just like so mad that I couldn't see him. I was like, I paid for tickets on the floor, this close to the stage, so I could see him.
See him.
But it was so good.
It was so good.
This was my second time on the floor for a concert, though.
That was your second?
Yes.
I hadn't been to many concerts at this point.
No, me
I
neither.
think this is only my third.
Okay, this is going to sound
'Cause we
weird
were-
to say online, but
third
who was your
concert.
first?
Third concert. That was my third concert that was on the floor. So the first one, I got free tickets to see Metallica.
Yeah.
I was 17th row on the floor.
Yeah.
Then Def Leppard. Yes.
Yeah, Def Leppard, because that was my
For
first concert.
Adrenalize.
As
That's
Clint gives a
right.
very confused look.
When were you on the floor at or at a Metallica concert?
When I went deaf, and that was in 19. That was for the Black Album. Yeah, 92. Yeah.
What album when did we go see them? Because we were in
Reload. Reload.
was it Load?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
yes, I remember going down. Anyway, I was second
Not
row on the
jealous
floor
at all.
for the Adrenalize concert for the Def Leppard. Yeah.
So that was my first concert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, okay. I know you were on the floor there because
Yeah.
we
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 could
saw
see
we
you.
saw it in two different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly.
So that actually brings an interesting take. When you're at a concert, obviously that's a different band than what we're talking about right now. But it was so neat when you have a artist who puts on a stage show, and ultimately the people up in the nosebleeds where I could afford would see a completely different show than someone who was right on the floor.
Yeah.
You miss things.
I totally missed everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elliot sang in front of me. I got to see the drum riser going up, but
Yeah. But you couldn't see
I
what
couldn't
you
see
don't,
anything,
you don't see
so-
the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
it's great. First time seeing them, I wanted to sit on the floor.
Yeah.
Same with the first time we saw Adams. I wanted to be on the floor.
Yeah.
Just get that experience.
Yeah, that was one of the few times I've actually sat on the floor when I've gone to concerts.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one, I think we were on the floor for Bon Jovi, that one. 'Cause you
Yeah,
were
I've
at
done.
that
I
one.
was. Yeah,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then,
I've done Bon Jovi. I've done Nickelback. I've done Bryan Adams.
yeah.
That's about it. Elton John, I think I did one.
Yeah.
I think I saw the
But I was way
Rock of Ages.
Way back.
Rock of Ages tour.
Yeah.
When Styx opened up.
Was it, we were on the floor?
Yeah, we were on the floor
Yeah.
for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Yes,
the
we were.
stage-
Yes, we
Remember
were.
the stage
Yes.
came out, we were like right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have had a few floor experiences.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was our first time seeing him.
Yes.
You know what my favorite part about going to concerts with you guys was?
Hmm.
When we would listen to the album, like on the way there.
Yes.
And then listen to the whole, like everything on the way back going,
Yeah.
he played that song and he played that song and he played
Yeah.
this song.
Pretty much doing what we're doing now. but-
Exactly, yeah.
Just in
But
the car.
those are always like my favorite memories when I think back to you know,
Yeah.
when we all went to concerts together.
Concerts, yeah.
I still
Yeah.
do that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or
You
the
have to
times
do
we were
that.
at
Always
the
do
Sky,
that.
or when we would SkyTrain into, and also know, like, yeah, we're talk about it on the SkyTrain
Yeah.
back or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Always have to do that.
Yeah. Decompress.
Yes. And then we saw him again. Since I wish I could talk more about the sets, but I don't remember.
No, because you're just in the moment. Who
Yeah.
writes that shit down then? You don't, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Like I said, I remember being there, but I don't remember a lot of specifics
no, it was
about those concerts, especially so long ago.
What was the one like? Was it like a Get Up song? Like it was
Oh,
like,
come on,
everybody, right?
come on, everybody!
Yeah.
When he goes to the
little
backstage,
stage.
the small stage,
yeah.
he usually gets "Come on, everybody," and actually pulls people from the audience
Yeah.
onto the stage,
Yeah.
and it's the small, little, intimate little stage, and they just rock out on that little stage, and it's awesome. And I've seen him do it, like, not necessarily shows I've been to, but I've seen live shows from
Yeah.
him,
He does that. Yeah.
and he does that. It actually might.
Yeah,
be
he
out.
does. It is actually on that
on that album.
playlist
Yeah.
for the one that we went to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say another one that I noticed that he does a lot when he's playing as well is "I Fought the Law."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He'll cover that one like
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
So, and then Vicky and myself saw the opening show at, then GM Place, which is
GM
now.
Place.
When you
Forest
open GM
Rogers.
I
Place,
still
yeah.
call it GM Place. It's
I
been
do.
however many years.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it is GM Place.
It is.
You know, it's playing at GM Place. Kids look at us like, what?
What?
Oh,
Rogers Arena.
Yeah. Sorry.
That was an experience because of it opening that.
Yeah, he was the
arena.
first ever artist to play there.
Yeah, it was an amazing show.
Yeah. It's
It was a
actually a
long
really
one.
good venue
Oh, yeah.
for concerts.
is.
Yeah.
And it had the second stage as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we were.
Speaking of "Come On,
balcony.
Everybody."
Yeah.
Yep, there it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Always sings that one.
Yeah.
And then, the encores, of course, which it seemed like he always was ending with Summer of '69.
Well,
Well, yeah,
'cause
because you can't play that one at the beginning or even like halfway
No.
because that's what everybody comes
everybody
to
wants
hear,
it. Yeah.
and you know
As
only
soon
the
as they-
diehards are going to stick around after that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he actually did Rock Steady, which I mentioned earlier, that he wrote that for Bonnie Raitt.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
there we go.
Yeah.
Only
So
the
he-
diehards stick around. I always wait till the stadium clears.
Oh, same, same.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do find those people is like, okay, I've heard the song I want to hear, so I'm going to go now.
That's
like,
right.
Forget the rest
yeah,
of the concert.
I'm gonna go home early.
Yeah.
Get a beat
Get
the
a
crowds.
jump on traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like no,
Frickin'
I know.
traffic.
I stay till the very end.
I'm out there.
Till the lights are on
I'll
and-
yeah, I'll let the crowd go away, and then I'll leave.
Totally. Yeah. Because you're still taking in that experience, right?
Yeah,
So we'll just keep on going through the
various set
shows
lists.
that we've seen them, but then what song do you always want to hear in the concert?
I want
This
to be
is-
your underwear.
This is so. This is kind of the your overrated, underrated.
He,
Because we
he
kinda
probably
take-
played that in one of the ones I didn't see.
Probably did. I
Um,
don't think it would hit a concert.
what song you wish you would play more
Heat of the night.
as well?
Heat of
Yeah,
the night.
you want that one
Heat of
all
the
the
night.
time.
I love the sound of that song.
It's
It
such a
would
good
it would
song.
be amazing live.
Yeah.
So think of that while we're talking about these, because the shows that we've seen, so we know what songs
Mm-hmm.
that he sang. Okay. So I think I don't remember, but I think I saw him again at GM Place or at that time. I think I did. Which
It
was
kind of concerns me that you like.
I think
Like, I
everything
know-
was a blur.
I know, but see,
This
okay,
is a blur.
I know people that go to concerts and they go with the party attitude, so they drink or partake in other recreational activities before they go. I'm very much a music
Enthusiast.
as enthusiast, so I'm there for the music, so I'm gonna be as sober could be.
Yeah. You pay for the damn tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
I want to enjoy the concert, and I know the person sitting right here is going to be just as sober as me. So the fact that it's a fog for you concerns me.
I
What were you doing?
remember all the shows that I've been to, but for some reason, I just can't remember this one, and I don't
Which
know
one?
why.
Did you miss
88,
it?
98.
Yeah, 98. I have a memory of being on the floor.
Are you sure you were there?
I was on the floor, and
Were you passed out on the floor? It
I
could
just remember. Yeah.
at this elevated age, it could be. Unfortunately,
Oh, jeez. There's a dig. There's a dig.
They all run
Because
together.
I feel like
Everything blends
I've
together.
seen him one or two more times than I could remember when
Yeah.
I was researching how many times.
well, that's
but-
just it is because
Well,
you've seen them
blends.
is they would blend together,
Yes,
so it's hard to
exactly.
differentiate one show from the
Yeah.
other.
That's why you need to
100%.
use ticket stubs. Ticket
Yeah.
stubs
That
are
is
important.
that is where I'm going for because I can't really call you guys old because I'm the oldest one here. So
Oh my gosh, you
Oh
are.
my gosh! By like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
12 days.
12 days.
12 days.
Close enough.
Tell us about the old days, Grandpa.
Back in the old days, we had to dial the phone. Our phones were
Good, we had
connected to
camp
the
out
wall.
for tickets. So
That's
that's
right.
how old we are.
Yes, you
So
actually
unfortunately
got
now we don't have
tickets.
ticket
Yes.
stubs, but I guess you can ask for ticket stubs now.
You
You
can print
used to
them.
be able to
You-
print them
you
You
still
can
can.
print them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
On cardstock,
well,
you can
one
print it.
you can.
Well,
At
You
the
can-
venue.
actually, you
You-
can't anymore. Ticketmaster doesn't allow you to print them
But
or
when you
save
go to
them.
the venue, when I was the last show I saw that people wanted ticket stubs and they actually said, "Oh, yeah, we'll print one off for you." Here you go."
Oh,
Yeah.
You can print it, and there is
Yeah,
a
so
program
I don't
in which
know.
you can fill
Yeah.
the information
Yes.
out and
Yeah,
print
yeah.
out
I see.
on your
I
own
understand
personal
that.
printer.
Yeah.
cool.
It,
Yeah.
It's not valid in the show. It's
Yeah, yeah,
just
of course. It's
for the
more like a
keepsake.
I think I
souvenir.
can remember the last Bon Jovi concert we went to, or one of them. We wanted tickets because that was when they started doing the printout stupid piece of
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
And I really wanted the ticket stubs, so we traveled to the only Ticketmaster there was, which I can't remember where it was. It was Vancouver or was it
Yeah,
Abbotsford?
let's not get
And
too much
we
on the
had
conversation with
them-
Ticketmaster because we all know how I feel about them.
I know, we hate Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster sucks.
Yeah,
So we went there just to get them printed out because I had to have them.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like the paper ones are just so stupid.
Yeah.
And now it's
not the
just
same.
scanning out of your phone.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? That you can't. How are you supposed to keep that as a keepsake? You
Right.
can't. So yeah, there is programs now that you can do that with, but
Yeah.
So you saw.
I sure did. So back in 2010, it feels like it was longer ago than that, but Bryan Adams played opening day at the P&E at Empire Fields.
oh right, because
And
the
the-
football thing was there, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Olympics
and
are
then when the
coming.
Beach Boys actually opened for him.
Yes,
And yeah, that was
that'd be amazing.
That
It
would have
was
been
so
weird.
much fun. It was so much fun. It was
Boys.
like August summer day, like one of the
Yeah.
few rare days where it didn't rain when the P&E started.
You know,
Because that always seems to happen.
they should have kept Empire Field.
I know,
Speaking of that,
right?
for concerts. Like, why would they get
It's
rid
still,
of
I
that?
believe it's still there, but
It is there,
They
but
don't
they've
use
totally
it, really?
revamped
Yeah.
it for no, they do. They've revamped it. There's like new tennis courts and everything
Oh.
there.
Yeah,
It's it's like a multi-use field now.
Oh,
But yeah, no, he played like a long show. I mean, there were 3 encores.
wow.
We weren't like super close. We were in the stands, so not like down on the field, but in the stands. Maybe halfway back, so decent views and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just, you wait and you wait and you wait for him to play Summer of '69, and rarely does he play it very soon. But he played it like before his first encore even.
Oh,
And it's just one of those things, like the thing that sticks out for me about that concert and just about every other one of his actually is, the people chanting in between 69, 69, 69. And it was just, yeah, I just remember that being like a super fun day. I went with my best friends. Alan wasn't there. I don't think he wanted to go for some reason. I can't remember why.
what is wrong?
I know, right? So it was me and my bestie were there, and
Yeah.
it was great. I mean, I love the Beach Boys too.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
California girl myself,
Beach
but
Boys.
yeah, that was just one of those outdoor concert. It was so long and it was awesome, and
Good times, summer feels.
yeah, exactly.
Like 3 times encore, like that
That's-
speaks to playing in your hometown is
Yes.
to be able to get an artist to come out for not only
Yeah.
one encore or even
Or
two,
two,
but to
but
actually
for
come out for
3.
3
Yeah.
encores It's unheard
It
of,
was
but
amazing.
that is awesome.
It was so amazing.
Like you literally got a concert in a concert.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, it was
It's-
like
he always
three and a
does
half
like a-
hours or
yeah.
something like that. It was amazing.
That's typical. Like he'll always try to do 2 encores and sometimes 3, right?
Yeah,
He can do it.
he
Just
can.
the way his
Which is
style-
another thing, like obviously we grew up with the artists that would do the encores, so obviously when the set ends, you do the cheering.
Yeah.
It's enough to call them back to stage, they come back and you do it, and I've seen that now as you go to some stage and that last song hits and you start watching, oh, I'm gonna beat the traffic and leave, and it's
Yeah.
no,
No.
there's
Going.
more concert here.
Exactly.
Stand up, let's
Yeah.
shake the
Let's do
rafters
this, yeah.
and let's get this show continuing.
Exactly.
You never leave before the lights come on. Like,
No.
It's just crazy.
Oh, even
Yeah.
then, still cheer with the lights on.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
and
totally.
that actually happened at the Metallica concert. I saw all the lights came on. They came back on stage and started another encore.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
See, I've
they're
never
like,
seen
"Oh,
that
no,"
happen
and
once
they-
the lights go on.
Yeah, they actually had to turn the lights off. But yeah. So I had the honor of seeing him at a church, St. Andrew's Wesley United Church in Vancouver, for an acoustic.
An intimate concert.
Intimate
Yeah.
concert.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I
so,
had known about that.
So
Me too.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Totally not really about this. Thanks for sharing, Lyle.
you're welcome.
We'll get you.
Yeah. So my wife and I went. She won tickets.
Was that
So
a
that-
win to get in? I don't think they were sold, were they?
I'm not sure, but I know the first person apparently couldn't make it, so they called her.
I feel like
Hold
it was
on instead.
probably because it's such a small venue. I would say it's not something they
Yeah.
sold tickets for.
Yeah. So I remember going in there, and this lady walks in front of me, and I find out later that it was actually his mom. was
Yeah,
there.
Mhm.
So
of course.
he did 9 songs, just him up on stage, and then I kept thinking when it was getting closer to the end if Keith Scott was there, his guitar player.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was there. He came up for the encore.
Nice.
Nice.
It was absolutely amazing. Like the songs, I was kind of shocked that he did "Run to You" actually, and just his version of it at that time was absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, and the
amazing.
encore he did "Into the Fire." That's
That's a
another
good
good
song.
song. I
you
love
don't
that.
hear that very
No,
often.
No.
you don't. And
So
in a
I was
church.
shocked. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Connotations and all,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like,
I'll say yeah. I was fortunate to go there,
yeah.
and I was happy I went there. But that was the last time I'd seen him. So in that intimate of a venue.
That
Yeah,
would
that would've been
that would have
amazing.
been an awesome show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
obviously I speak of major shows and stuff but I do enjoy seeing artists in those smaller
Smaller
venues.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's any live concert, there's just a vibe to it.
Once you see him like in that smaller venue, like I saw Leopard in the Residency in Vegas, and 4,000 people,
Yeah.
3,700 people opening night.
Yeah.
What? Now they're playing stadiums with however many people, and I'm like,
It's like
Can
the
I
naked
s-
ladies at the
can I see him
Queenie.
again? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can we see him again?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. It's different.
after seeing him at that venue,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
hard.
Like certain artists, like when I was down there for the G3, you expect it,
Mm-hmm.
but even that was, what was it, 3,000 people or something. It's still a small venue,
Mm-hmm. Small venue.
Yeah.
right? And
Intimate
then
shows.
and then I see Glass Tiger at the Playhouse. 600 people. Like, really? Like, yeah, we've seen certain bands at the Commodore,
Yeah.
but just in that venue.
Yeah.
That's one place I've never been.
You haven't been to the Commodore?
I
You
know,
need to
right?
see something of the Commodore.
We've seen a few shows.
We've
At
seen
We
quite a few
we,
shows at
we got to
Commodore.
take Vicky to the Commodore.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seedy is one a little bit. Seedy.
No,
It's a little bit seedy.
well, outside maybe, but the-
Bathrooms. Have you been in the bathrooms?
I don't go to the bathrooms.
Okay, yeah.
But it's the
Um,
venue. It's set up.
It is
for.
supposed
Yeah.
to be. It's a bar.
That's what I've
it's
heard.
a bar.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be seedy, and it's in the area that it's in. It's yeah. But other than that, no, it's a great place to see concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
It
love
gets
to-
very dark in there, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
they have blinds that come down just before the artist goes in.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah.
like, it is a bar. So,
Yeah.
obviously, people around there's tables and stuff
Yeah.
like this. And then also, when the artist comes on, the blinds
Just come down and
come
cut
down
all
or whatever.
lights.
And then it's
Pitch.
it's
Pitch
dark
black.
in there, and it's awesome. You could see a great show. And it was Tea Party. Is we saw them once, and I think it was the time we saw them in November.
Mm-hmm.
So
We saw them more than once, but yes, this
well,
one time.
I know this particular time.
Yes.
Blinds went down. Saw the show. It was an awesome show. Blinds come up, and obviously because it's a Commodore show, it does end. I think that ended around 1:30 or something.
Yeah, it was late.
And the blinds come up, and it had snowed.
Snow.
There
It
was
was
snow everywhere.
And I was just like, "Are you effing
Oh,
kidding
crap.
me?" I was like, at that point, you're panicked. I don't want to drive home. It was bad. It was bad. That was one of the ones we got home real late,
Gotcha.
and I was like, I have to go to work.
Oh,
Whew! It was a hard.
that was a
pull.
fun day. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that was the sound.
Oh, in a church.
In a
Yeah.
church, right?
Like
Like
amazing.
it's the same within Vegas at the venues that
It's
I
like
saw.
one of the best acoustics.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're
And
built
the-
for
The
it.
places
yeah.
in Vegas are set up for it, or
Mhm.
the Orpheum, or the Queen
Yes.
Elizabeth. I've
Well,
seen
they're-
shows at
they're
the
meant
Orpheum.
for
I've
it,
seen
right?
shows at Queen
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Check,
It's-
check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it-
Roxy.
but it's tough to compete once you see these artists in a small venue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Going to a arena show.
Oh, it's just such a different experience.
They all have the thing like I could see any artist anywhere and stuff like this.
I can too.
Like-
but
Yeah.
I expect obviously you go to the smaller clubs and stuff like this. It is a different show. Obviously they don't have the stage room that they do on the stadium tour, and it is awesome that you're like 20 feet from the artist, and like it does lend to a very intimate experience, and it's great. But I could go from that. I could literally the next day go see them on a stadium tour and be just as happy.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm happy to see him anytime, but it's just that sound.
Mhm.
Such a different sound. Yeah.
Yeah. So, next one.
The next one I went to actually didn't occur until almost
10 years
10
later.
years later. Yeah.
Because we
When-
either missed them or he didn't.
Well,
come,
like I
right?
said, that was in that period where I was kind of like not
Over it.
really listening to Bryan Adams
Yes.
very much.
Yes.
Back to that song, damn it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I some friends of mine that I had worked with had mentioned that he was coming to town, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen him in like forever, so I'd really like to go. And he was promoting his Ultimate album,
Yeah.
which was another like greatest hits kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that was at Rogers Arena back in June of 2018.
We don't have that one.
And yeah, we were up kind of up in the nosebleeds, but like in the first couple of rows, and we were quite close to the stage, so it's actually where I prefer to sit now.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
When I go see concerts, because it's close, but it's not,
You're not in the thick of it. I don't want to
Exactly,
be.
Section
yeah.
316, front row.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. That's exactly it. You're 316 or whatever, 307, 6, whatever on the other side.
Yeah.
Either side is
Those,
all, it's
exactly.
all
We
good.
always
Yeah,
have
right?
Those ones too. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it wasn't a super long show, given, again, like you mentioned, his massive catalog of songs.
Yeah.
Only one encore, but yeah, it was really cool to just be back and be able to see him.
And it's a
Like-
good mix actually from this.
It was, yeah, a lot of older songs from his first few albums, newer songs, couple of new songs,
Yeah.
some covers as per usual.
Yep.
I said "I Fought the Law" was in his encore.
Of course it was.
And he played like Straight from the Heart. I hadn't heard that since like forever,
Yeah.
right?
It's
And All for Love, again, one of my favorite songs too.
it's a good way
It
to
is.
end it.
It was a good way to end it. I mean, I usually prefer my concerts to end on like a high note,
Yeah.
like a really rocking song
Yeah.
that keeps your energy pumping for the rest of the night.
Because you
But
need
it
to
was-
get home.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a good.
Don't
it was
put
a
me
good,
to sleep before I leave.
Yeah,
Right.
but it was a good way to end it because it was just, it was a perfect concert. I don't know what else to say about it, but it was just like super cool to see him again.
Mhm.
And he's kind of like getting to that age where I was like, I don't need to be up front to actually see him. I'd rather
No.
just sit and listen.
Listen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not that we did much sitting either, but because
No.
honestly, how often do you sit at a really good concert?
Yeah. It depends on how high up you are.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
Listen, those seats they're high, but they're not too high.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you take that first row, you
Yeah.
have that railing in front of you.
Yeah,
and that
Exactly.
helps.
Definitely
Yeah.
helps.
Like that railing helps. It's when you're
higher up on
like
it.
6 rows
Up
in the
above
middle,
it.
and you've got the
Oh, I
drunk
sat at
people
the
ahead
very
of
back
you
at
and
the top
behind
once.
you. and-
That'd be good. I would sit at the very
Oh,
back.
I
No.
didn't know.
No, it was
Not
not.
again.
Oh, well, because you don't want all those people that just.
It looks really high up.
Oh, does
there.
I've been up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been to the very back. Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
very top there. I've been the very top at Queenie as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's an amazing venue too.
It is pretty good. I remember. Yeah. We'll talk about that another time. We keep getting off topic.
We do. We're good at that.
We are
That's
good
what
at
this is
that.
about. It doesn't matter. It's all music.
Right? I don't know. When was the last time you guys saw him?
I think we only saw him the one time.
Unfortunately for us with Bryan we would have tried for the free Vancouver concert, but that never did happen.
It didn't happen.
Right.
And we had kids.
And yeah, like
We were very.
it was the economics at the time that
Oh,
prevented us
yeah.
from
I don't know.
going to
I
some
don't
of
even
them.
say it was that. It was just the fact that we were busy with children.
Yeah.
We didn't see. There was a chunk of time there that we unfortunately only went to certain concerts, but we also never heard that he came. I think that was the
Yeah.
biggest thing, is because at the time we listened to a certain radio station that did not promote Bryan Adams, so we would not have heard that he was coming.
Yeah.
And usually when we did a lot of concerts, right, back, because even you weren't going to these, Lyle, it was usually a group effort, like, oh, hey, this person's coming.
Yeah.
And that kind of, like, fell by the wayside with children and life.
It is a group effort now because the children are grown. So now a concert comes to town. It's not the 2 tickets for us. It's
4 tickets.
It's
Yeah.
5 tickets.
Yes. Yeah.
I was reading in it. I think he played a lot of the smaller venues there for a little bit.
He
too.
could have, but we just
I never knew about it.
we weren't in the loop.
I had no idea.
I don't know how we got lost.
Yeah.
Well, half the time he wasn't even coming out west. He was
No.
playing in Quebec or
Quebec,
Ontario
yeah.
or in the Maritimes or whatever. Yeah.
I
How
know.
could he avoid
right?
us?
Right?
I know. It's like, come home and visit every once in a while.
Exactly.
Which he did again
In
in 2022.
And you went to that one too?
Sure did.
And
That was
it
that.
on
That was
your
it was on my birthday.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that he was coming to town, I said to my hubby, "I'm like, that's what I want for my birthday.
There you go.
I don't want anything else. I want to go see Bryan Adams for my birthday."
Perfect.
So yeah, so it was for his So Happy It Hurts tour, and remember we got there, and you know everybody's doing like the usual. They bring the beach ball or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then we see this thing kind of being inflated, kind of towards back by the mixing boards. And it turned out, so I don't know if you guys have seen, like on the album cover, he's got the car and it says "So Happy It Hurts" on it.
Yeah.
Right? He had this giant inflatable that blew up that was floating around during, you know, while we were waiting for him to come on stage, because he didn't have an opening act.
Oh.
So, and the car or the float had like fans underneath, so
Yeah.
it was
It was like
self
propelled.
Yeah, propelled through the city. And it just kind of made a few rounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool, because we couldn't figure out who was controlling it, or if it was just kind of like, was it like a drone thing?
Yeah.
But then I noticed back by the mixing boards there was actually somebody there with like a
Controlling it.
remote control.
Yeah.
And while I was looking at that, I swear, and because of where we were sitting, because we were up close to the stage, and of course
Yeah.
the mixing board is like way back here, and I couldn't zoom in on my camera on my phone close enough to be able to tell for sure, but I am like 99.9% sure that Bryan Adams and his mom
Yeah.
were sitting back by the mixing board, probably
Just
only about
watching.
15 minutes before the show was starting. And I said to Alan, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Bryan Adams back there. And he's
Yeah.
like, no. But I was like, I kept looking, and I'm like, I'm sure it is. And then like he came on stage at the beginning, and I'm like, it sure was.
Yeah,
he was
because
wearing
we're the same
exact
outfit.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Just
And it was so
chatting
cool.
about
It was
it.
just like, and I remember hearing like the crowd kind of get loud for a minute,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize what was going on, but I think whoever was like around the area at the time kind of noticed that it was him, but then it kind of calmed down after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I probably spent like 10 minutes staring back there going, I'm sure that's him.
It's gotta be him.
It's gotta be him.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It stands to reason with him because he is the person that would do that.
That would do that,
Yeah.
right? And I've heard of him doing that at other places.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was so cool. And I remember that the people in front of us, every time they're like, run to you. Like that's the only song they wanted to have played. And he didn't play it till like close to the end,
Oh yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just so funny. I remember they went and got something to drink, and they came back, and they're like, "Have you played it?" And I was total BSing with them. I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, dude, you missed it."
You missed it. Why did you have to go get a drink then?
Right? So then he played it a couple songs after that, and I was like, "Ah."
Just kidding.
Right?
See, this goes back into me. I go see a show. I'm sober about it, so yes, I'll go to the merch tables. I have an addiction. But yeah, no, I don't go and get the drinks or anything like this because I'm there for the show. And
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I do, but I'll grab like the 1 or 2 or whatever before the show
Before you
starts,
start.
and then
Yeah.
that's it. Like once it starts, I'm there. Like
Yeah.
that's what I came to do. This is what who I came to see. I am there. Like why you're getting
Why are you
up
getting
and
up?
leaving?
Stop going to the
and-
bathroom. You're pissing me off.
Yeah, right.
Please, people. You do not
Do your
understand.
business beforehand.
That's right. I do not want to be standing 20 times while the concert is going on.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to get up that many times, don't sit at your seat. Just go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
That is my pet peeve, that you're sitting there, you're trying to enjoy your concert, especially when you're up higher, you don't always stand, right?
No,
And
exactly.
they're like, oh, well, excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, excuse me, I gotta get a drink. Oh, excuse me, I gotta go get this. Would you just sit down?
Right?
Pet peeve. Breathe.
Yeah. The only bummer part about that concert was when he played Summer of '69. I
Yeah.
had my phone out and I recorded it,
Yeah.
but I guess I shut it off too quickly. It didn't have time to buffer or save or whatever, and I didn't know until I got home and I went back to replay it and it was not there.
Oh,
I was
no.
so disappointed.
Aw.
So that's the only bummer part, but
Yeah.
you know, it was
But you were
best,
there in the
best
moment.
birthday present ever.
All right. Wow. We get to the part now.
Oh,
Underrated, overrated. Are we gonna have arguments?
sure.
We're
We're good for fighting.
good. Sure. You can almost put in like songs that you wanted to hear in concerts, but as well, but you never got to hear. So
I don't know. Do we have a list to go from that you can kind of go, yeah, underrated, overrated, instead of us trying to think?
I got
Well, there's a
some.
few.
Yeah, there's a few here.
There's a few, but you can look at the set list because
That's true.
pretty much.
That's pretty much what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I can start it
Sure.
if you want. I'll kick in, and I don't have an opinion on this one because I'm still not sure.
Oh.
But everything I do it for you. I'm just gonna start off with the
Oh,
gusto.
of course you're
I'm just
going
gonna
to.
go right into it.
Yeah. I don't think it's overrated.
I don't think it's overrated. I think where you're thinking on this one is probably overplayed.
Overplayed, yeah.
Is it's sucks with some songs, like you love the song, it's a great song, but obviously when it does get released and they do it is they play ad nauseum, and it is very easy for you to get tired with a song. It has nothing to do with the quality of the song. It's just if you're a radio listener and you hear the same song, you know, somewhere in the vicinity of 5 times a day, it does wear thin on you. So I wouldn't say it's overrated. It was probably just overplayed.
Oversaturated.
Okay.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about Summer of '69 or Cuts
Oh, yeah.
Like a Knife. Like
Yeah.
those were played
They're-
like,
yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it's overplayed because we love them so
'Cause
much.
we
We,
love
don't
them so
mind hearing it
much.
over and over.
That's true. But it's a love song. I think that's
Like
where the other
I
problem
like
is.
when I'm saying this, like I'm referring to is at the time when it came out. Like any
Yeah.
of those songs, they come on the radio right now. We're all going to be going, yeah, all right, this is awesome.
That's true.
It's
At the time.
I remember at the time the playlist, your average radio set hours was 4 hours, so every 4 hours they could
You were
literally
hearing the song
they
again.
could throw the song in. So
Yeah.
you know you're doing your work day, and depending where you catch on shift, you're going to catch that same song 3-4 times in the day. Once again, great song, you like it, but if it's every day for depending on how long it's on the
Years.
charts for seven weeks, every day 7 weeks, hearing the same song 4 times, might
You're gonna
wear
change
might
the-
might
Yeah,
wear
that's
might
true.
wear thin on
Might
you.
wear you on.
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's an overrated song. I just, like I said, at the particular time it was probably overplayed, but it's
Because
still
now he's played good.
it's still a good song. I enjoy the song. I enjoy the movies associated with it.
I think that helps if you like the movie.
Yeah.
I think When You're Gone is underrated.
The one he did with Nelsie.
Mousy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an underrated song. It
It's a good
was
song.
so good.
Yeah.
Just their collaboration together, they're playing off each other. Like, I don't think it got the kind of fanfare, we'll say, that it deserved.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
on the underrated, I would sit with Heat of the Night again. Obviously, my favorite song.
Yeah. I
Um,
didn't get enough.
Yeah,
No.
like I think it's an amazing song. I would love to hear it more. That one you could overplay, and I would enjoy it.
Yeah. I feel the same way about House Arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I didn't even think of the one song. I saw it on one of our lists here. It was Into the Fire. I haven't heard that one in a while, but that is another underrated song. I think that's another amazing song that he does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Ready. Underrated.
Yeah.
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 They don't play enough. I just saw in the summer, actually, Bryan Adams cover. Guy that was just covering his songs, and I'm like, is he gonna play it? Is he gonna play it? He played it as his final song in the encore, and I'm like, yes. Like even by just somebody else.
Yeah.
Amazing, and it just doesn't seem to get enough radio play. He plays it at his concerts,
Yeah.
but you don't hear it a lot on the radio.
Okay, this is like, I know this is what we're talking about, but I do want to sidestep that for a second. Is how do you feel about seeing cover bands while the current artist still performs?
Yeah. It kind of makes me feel icky.
I don't think I ever have, actually.
Because I know a friend who's
That was the one that
I know a friend that just recently saw a Metallica cover band, which is fine, but I'm like, the artists themselves are still doing, making music and performing and stuff. Like, spend your money to go see them. Like,
you support the band.
yeah.
Don't support the cover band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
Like-
it's cool that he's doing it, or
Like-
the
like-
artist is doing it,
like-
but
There was one we saw, I think it was one open for Glass Tiger, is they were an 80s cover band. So,
Yeah.
so they
That was good.
didn't cover any one particular artist.
Yeah.
They covered the generation. I think that was awesome. It was an awesome show.
Yeah.
And that goes, but to go out and to pretty much promote yourself as, like, I know Kiss has got I can't remember their Black Diamond, is that their name? They got, and these artists are phenomenal, but it's like, as the original artist is still touring, it makes sense to me that go see the original. Like, no offense to the talent of the cover band, I think they are amazing, and they do put on shows because they dress in the 80s era or whatever. But I'm a big fan. If the current artist is still around, by all means, try and go see the original artist. But yeah, sorry, that just
No, totally cool.
Yeah. Any other songs?
I'm having trouble with the overrated. I don't know if I really have one that's overrated.
Okay.
we're not going to talk about I Want to Be Your Underwear again.
We can
But
talk
it
about.
wasn't overrated. It wasn't. I don't think it was even.
What do you think is his worst or best song?
Oh, you guys already know my answer to that. Speaking of.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could pick a best song, though. That's the thing.
No, I couldn't. Even
Well, like I said, there's Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman Again? Like that one, I think same kind of scenario, was kind of more overplayed at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, it let's see how to put this. Gets into the vein like the love story that it kind of comes from or whatever, and it works for the emotions for people. But I think at the time, and this may be because I'm an old school hard rocker or whatever, it grades on you fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick a song.
You're gonna
Okay.
pick a song?
Yeah, one of his best.
Okay.
Run to You.
It is a really
It's
good
a
one.
really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the way it was written, just everything about it.
That's fair.
It's an easy song to sing along to.
It is.
It's,
It is.
The guitar is totally catchy.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the whole, like you said, the whole thing about it is,
Mm-hmm.
it's really good.
It is. I'm not sure what other songs, like, I think overall his catalog, it's, you can find
It's
the odd
so
song.
good.
You can find the odd song.
Mhm.
Like, don't get me wrong, but I think overall he's just one of those artists that you can put on his CD and
You're not gonna
enjoy.
hate everything. Yeah.
Or
Or
you're just gonna, you might skip it,
Mm-hmm.
like you said before, but
Mhm. But then you always go back
You always
to
go
it.
back to it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think you necessarily would skip it. It's
No, just let it go.
Yeah, it's such an interesting mix his songs is like obviously
Yes.
for a while there, obviously the ballads are the what's sold him, so there was a lot of ballads that came out. But the thing is you could sit there and listen to it, and you would get some actual rockin' hits, and you would go with that. You could slow down with the ballad, and then pick up with rock hits again.
Yeah.
And it's
He's
much,
got a really good mix of.
and which is nice is it's really actually kind of the web and like the ebb and flow of his concerts or whatever is like it rocks. Okay, let's slow it down for a little bit. Now let's kick it back,
Kick it back up. Yeah.
And so with all these various songs he has out there, I think it's an interesting mix.
Well, yeah, and then one of his other songs, "Thought I'd Die and Go to Heaven." Like you get
It's
that.
funny. I just looked
You
at
get that. You get that. It's a ballad, but hold on a second. Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
A
yeah.
rocking song. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it is a ballad. Well, are you sure?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you're getting that mix, right? And
Yeah.
the hook in the middle. It's
Yeah.
everything about it, right? So, I think he's just one of those artists that
He had the formula.
he
It's
did
good.
have the
He
formula.
transcends
And
everything.
he's
Yeah.
gonna be. He'll last. His music will go on forever.
I mean, we'll hear
It's
it in the grocery
timeless
stores.
almost. Like
It
it's
is.
just
Yeah.
like we mentioned before. You listen to it and it's like, yeah, the song might be 30 or 40 years old, but it's still
Relevant.
relevant. Exactly.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
album was just released.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's relevant, and like the way his writing style is, a lot of them will take you back to an earlier time or just
Easier time.
An easier
in
time.
life. And
Yeah.
Our
this
youth.
life thing is hard.
Are you
like a lot of these podcasts will be
our memories of youth?
Exactly.
and we're also going to be hitting the new youth as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Stuff
gonna
that
be
we
that's the
normally,
interesting.
stuff that we normally don't listen to. And,
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
and
I think.
I know I've gotten
Maybe we'll
my
have
kids
some.
to listen to this. And,
Oh, absolutely.
So I think a lot of people have.
You're influenced by your children, as your children are influenced by you. So I
Yes.
mean, yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride to listen to some newer stuff. I think too.
Well, it is interesting because obviously our children have had the advantage of having to listen to what we listen to.
The advantage.
You've
Yes.
raised
Well,
them
the
right. You've
advantage
raised
if you
them
say
right.
you have to listen to it.
That's right.
But
Absolutely.
being their own little people, not little anymore, but they have their own tastes in music,
Yes.
and some
They
of
brought those- And
they
some
brought
some
those
of
to
their
you.
those tastes have
Yeah.
rubbed off onto
Yeah.
me. So some
Yeah.
of the concerts that I've gone and attended are a band I may not have necessarily
Thought
even
of even
thought
listening
of
to.
before,
Yeah.
but because I've gone with the child, and it's awesome shows,
Yeah.
and it's appreciation for new music, as they have appreciation for the older music. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
And that's why we're here, is because we're fans of music.
That's
yeah.
right.
And that says a lot for an artist. of
It
the
does. Transcending.
Generation,
Yeah.
Yes.
next generation to listen. And
Yep.
And probably the generation
Two or
after
three
us,
times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's going to be one of those artists that will
Yeah.
just keep going.
Transcendence.
It's
Yeah.
going to live forever in the
In the grocery stores.
So
across
like
the-
like I said, as we talked, this gets expensive because it's an
I
art.
have heard a few Bryan Adams songs
Yes.
at work, yes.
Yes.
That's the scary thing I know, that it's 80s, it's classic rock,
Yeah.
but
It doesn't feel
no,
like
it's not.
it.
No, it's
No,
not.
It's not
What
classic
are you
rock.
talking about?
So-
That's
It's
not.
classic rock.
So
It's-
some days I hate that term because like, what do you mean this is on classic rock? I'm not that old.
No, exactly.
Classic rock is Elvis. What are we talking about here?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what my
Rolling
parents listen
Stones.
to.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't have those stations anymore.
No.
So
No.
no. But
Jack. I guess. Jack.
yeah, I guess if
Jack is
yeah.
the new CIL.
I was going to say, isn't it Rock 101?
It could be Rock
Yeah.
101, actually. Yeah.
Well, Rock 101 would be the
Yeah.
classics. Your Jack would be playing whatever hits, which is interesting because that kind of more streams to what this goes with, because it could be any genre, any type
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They play what they want.
I'm still.
They do play
I'm
with-
sorry. I'm still an old school hardcore Seafox fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we still listen to Larry.
Larry.
No, Willie. Sorry.
Willie?
Willie in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yeah, Larry's on Jack.
Yeah.
No,
that's right.
Larry's on Jack. Willie's
That's
on.
what we said.
one-
Yeah.
Oh,
Willie's
so-
on 101.
okay,
Larry's
that's
on
right.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're on there.
And I'm
They're
still
not-
listening to Jeff on Seafox.
It's all good.
It's
all good.
Yeah.
Pretty sad where where all the radio shows go and you still follow them.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I think
I think that's it for
I think we
Brian.
covered
I
it.
think that's it for Brian.
Yeah, unless
Wow,
he comes
really?
up with something new.
Really,
we can start
I
again.
don't think that's it for Brian,
Well,
but
no,
I think that's
for him
For our
personally.
topic.
Yes.
for our talk
For
right
our
now.
talk.
For our
Topic.
topic,
Yes.
yes.
Definitely not all for Brian.
No.
For his
I think we'll
career.
be hearing from him for a long time to come yet.
Yeah.
I don't think he's slowing down at all,
No.
and hopefully he'll come
Bring
to
out a
our
new-
neck of the woods.
Maybe we'll get a new
In the
album.
future.
Yeah.
That was where I was gonna say, though, that's gonna be expensive for me because, as we're saying, the new generation is listening to music. So that's, instead of buying a pair of tickets for the couple, now I got to buy 5 tickets if it comes out now.
Yeah.
To include all the kitties.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed
The
this
Bryan Adams
3-part
venture.
episode.
As
Yeah.
always,
Right.
there's our host Lyle here.
Yeah.
We certainly enjoyed doing it.
Yes, you're very welcome. So yeah.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us at the Music Roundtable.